Anyways, good morning. Good to have everybody. Good morning, Dr. Dave. Hal here. Marco says, nice. Terrifying. John Steinbeck says, Obi-Wan says hello there. And Zay also says, Obi-Wan says hello there. Is that the thing today? Are we all saying that? Type A Music, how's the crew? How is the crew? It's good to see everybody. Welcome. Hey, David S. Good to see you. How are you? You doing well? Hey, 4K. Hey, ChapXO. So, I don't know what to make today. Anybody have an idea? I started out today and I thought, I gotta make a tutorial this morning. I want to do a fresh recording. I wanted something that I can make a nice tutorial of, a simple idea that works well. Had all morning to think of something, nothing came to me. I just kept thinking of like complicated ideas that were way too involved and we'd never get done in an hour. Hey Onzo from Cancun, Mexico. Welcome, nice to have you. An omelet, say, nice. Let's make an omelet. Marco says an outpost, sci-fi outpost. Yeah, that'd be fun. That could be cool. A sci-fi corridor, the classic Blender tutorial, the sci-fi corridor. I think everyone's got one of those on their channel. I don't have any sci-fi corridors on my channel, so maybe we should. Sci-fi omelet. What does that even look like? Hi to our 2 viewers on Twitch. Thanks for joining. Good to have you. Nice to have some Twitch representation. All right. Well, we're going to come up with something, so we need to close this so we can get better stream quality. Close all these guys. Boom. Free up my bandwidth. Exciting news, everybody. I have a new computer coming this week, so I'm going to be able to stream stuff a whole lot better. We'll be able to do cycles and stream at the same time. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's get that open. So yeah, keep throwing ideas in chat. Anything you can come up with. Any interests that you have. All right, let's see. Inside of a spaceship viewport, looking out into a nebula. Oh, that's a cool idea, John. What else? Window. Oh, cool. That's what you were saying, chap. All right. Oh, Rohan, thanks so much. Says love your videos, CBF. Thanks so much. Glad you like them. Gribbled up electronic sci-fi omelet. Nice. Just scrolling up, getting caught up on what I missed there. Right. Oh, Cruiser 6161 sub today. Greets from Germany. Awesome. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for joining. We have a lot of fun here. Glad you found me. Water without gravity. That's a cool idea. Something like that. I like these ideas. Could try a pod racer from Markham 3D. Yeah, that'd be fun. We should do one from Markham. His cool pod racer series. We've got our racer car that we started for the Patreon series. We haven't done anything more with that. Back to my timeline. I should think of something too. What could we do? I was going to show you. I finished. I did a little bit more work on the quartz image from last week's tutorial. Where is it at? And I think it turned out pretty cool. There we go. That was what I ended up with. So I ended up using a skin modifier to put all the different things together, and I put like a sphere at the bottom here, so they all kind of melded together. I also thickened them up, and that really helped a lot. So I actually gave them some depth, but I thought that turned out pretty cool. It's not perfect, like it's not exactly like quartz, but it's pretty nice. I was happy with that. So, oh, Adam with the super chat. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Says, thanks for the great tutorials. Love them. You're awesome. No, you're awesome. All right. Let's just settle that right now. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Lots of good ideas. You guys are throwing some great ideas in here. Sorry I didn't come to the table today with something pre-prepared. I tried, but I like the viewport ideas. Sci-fi Chris. Say his idea. Nice. We could do another like planet thing, but we did a few planets already. Um, what if we did um some kind of I mean, it'd be cool to do like maybe some kind of sci-fi readout thing. You know, like going off what you guys are asking with the window idea. Um, it's a cool idea, Rohan. Future guy from another planet staring up at his window. Looking at a gorgeous sky filled with 3 planets. So the trick is we have to come up with something we can achieve in an hour. But it could be good. I wonder if I should go for. This is very entertaining for you guys, by the way. I'm sure. Watching me stare at my screen. This is an important part of the creative process. Let's make a robot. Could be cool. Lots of requests for Nebula. Nebula's pretty cool. They're not hard to make. Could just make a cool scene. I don't have any good human models. So, Cannibal Osmo says, great channel with great tutos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, re-entry or meteors. That's a cool idea. Tally JC. We haven't done anything like that. That could be cool. Like a re-entry penumbra, whatever they're called. Around something. How would we do that? That could be really cool. Lots of good ideas. Sci-fi horse. Nice. I got a crazy idea. It's never a good thing. But what if I showed you guys how to make? Should we try to experiment with using grease pencil to help us quickly model a robot head? Does that sound fun? Could be cool. Thing is, I don't know if it'll work. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. It sounds tantalizing. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, I could do a robot. Because we got on the Discord, we're doing this competition this month. Everyone's trying to make something inspired by the Love, Death, and Robots series on Netflix right now. and which you're welcome to join. Join the Discord. The link is in the description below. And yeah, everybody's coming up with some really cool ideas. So it'd be fun to do something robot related. All right, let's do it. we're gonna make a robot. We're gonna try to make a photoreal robot head using grease pencil. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what would. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna get where my stream starts soon. I loved all the ideas, by the way. I'm gonna write these down so that I can have a good list of ideas next time I'm stuck trying to come up with something to make. And I have to move this light because it's glaring on my screen. All right, let's get started. All righty then. Let me get recording. Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. Today we're going to be making a robot head using grease pencil. What? Okay, let's get started. Okay, so today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a cool trick for using grease pencil to kind of lay out topology. So what do I mean by that? What is that? We just threw around some words. Topology is it's how polygons are laid out across a surface. That's the gist, right? And sometimes, if you're trying to model something out of the default cube, you can get in this situation. We've got faces, and your mesh is kind of laid out in ways that you can't get it to move in the way you want to move, and so you're trying to figure out how to cut lines and cut holes through things, and you got this grid, and nothing's quite working. So sometimes it's actually really helpful to start off by laying out a topology that will fit the flow of your design. So grease pencil actually opens up some really cool ways of doing that. And I thought it'd be great to just take the chance to walk you through it, and let's do a demonstration. All right, so I'm going to make a head. So like a robot head, kind of a humanoid head. I'll go for something kind of like a General Grievous kind of style, maybe something like that. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm just going to delete the default cube, and I'm going to start off by going Shift A, and we're creating a UV sphere, okay? And I'm going to scale it on the Z a little bit, and then I'll Shift D, duplicate, scale Z, and bring this one up and bring this one back like so. All right, and just kind of play around with this a little bit. All I'm doing, okay, is I'm roughing out kind of the shape, the overall shape, right, of what this head could be. So I'm thinking something like this. We've got like a brain cavity thing out the back, maybe a bit bigger. Maybe not that big. I might rotate this a little bit. One way, the other way. When you're doing a model, especially if it's complex, often what's really helpful is to start out by blocking the shapes out, and just thinking about the basic form of how it's going to all fit together. All right. So I think that's going to serve me pretty well. Now, this isn't actually going to be our mesh, right? But this is going to be the foundation for it. So we'll do like that. And then I might have maybe like a curved neck thing come out the back here. So I'll just go ahead and I'll make something for that. Bring this down, grab this out. Oh, and if we're doing modeling, we got to switch to the best viewport view for modeling, which is arguably this one, because it looks like we're using ZBrush, and that's just got a cool aesthetic, doesn't it? So I'll scale this down a little bit, and I'll just take this and I'll grab this face here, and I will extrude this up and rotate it on the Y. A little bit like that. Grab it forward on the X and extrude that in. Grab this whole thing down. Just kind of, again, just roughing things out, not really going into super detail. I might counterbalance a little bit, so it's not such a top heavy thing. So I'll rotate Y a little bit, hit E to extrude, grab Z, grab X, and rotate Y. So we got this kind of jump out of X-ray mode. This kind of curve to it that this weighted head can sit on, right? And then we could have like a chest piece right down here, scale Y, come out like this. Maybe I'll rotate that a little bit. Switch to local, scale Z, grab Z, bring it down. Right, just as a start, right? So this is rough kind of shape. I'm going to delete the camera too, just to get it out of my way, and I'll delete the default light because why not? I just feel like deleting stuff today, so I'm just going to delete it all. So hey, White Rooster Productions, welcome. It's good to have you. Yeah, this is a kidney. I'm going to sell this for an RTX. You're right. Yeah, it's a heart. We're making a heart today, Ron. That's right now. Alrighty. Tolazon, we actually already have a Discord. You can join it. It's good fun. Link is in the description. All right. So there we go. Let's start talking about grease pencil. Grease pencil is a really powerful tool. Wait, I feel like my rotation's off a little bit on this. Hang on, it's gonna. It is on the X. Zero that out. Yeah, I want that to be straight. Is that all right? Yeah. Cool. All right, so grease pencil is really cool. It's got some good effects, good use cases. There's a lot of cool use cases. I mean, most of it's for 2D stuff, but what we can actually do is if we hit Shift A, we're going to come down to grease pencil, and we're just going to create a blank grease pencil layer or grease pencil object. You have to have the object first. And we get some cool options here. And let's see, I'm going to go to here where it says layers underneath the grease pencil tab. I'm going to click new layer. And it just creates this new layer folder called GP underscore layer. And there's a lot of other things here, controls and whatnot. We don't need to worry about any of that at the moment. Now I'm going to switch over to, from object mode, we're going to switch to draw mode. And this is only available, this mode is only available when you have a grease pencil object selected. And now suddenly we're in grease pencil mode. Now we want to draw onto the surface of this thing, right? So instead of view, I actually want to, was it guides? Guides is what it is, isn't it? Object. This is right? Yep. Use object as a reference point. I think this is it. So like I can select that's weird. It won't give me the dropper. All right, which sphere is it? Sphere 1, right? Yep. Sphere. And now I'm drawing. Does that work? No. Hang on, I'm just going to remember how to do this real quick. Snapping. No, I don't need to worry about snapping. Surface, that's what it was. Why am I drawing a perfect circle? Must be this is not the right thing. No, that's not it either. What's going on? All right, that's what's doing it. Oh, it's because it's set to circular. All right. So I don't need to worry about that. I'll just turn that off. That's going to make things... I'll go back and explain all this in a second. I'm just... it's actually been like a month or two since I actually did anything in grease pencils, so I'm just trying to remember. All right, so it's automatically doing the surface. That's cool. Offset, just set the offset to 0. Should put it right on the surface. Yeah. You can see I'm drawing, and it's automatically picking up if there's a surface. See how I'm drawing across that? And then it's staying on the surface of wherever it is. Yeah, cool. That's what we want. All right. Let's start fresh. I'm going to delete that layer. And that was set to origin, wasn't it? Excuse me. Clearing the pipes. All right. Ryan asked, am I using a stylus? I'm not actually. This is just using my mouse today. I do have a stylus down here, but for this, I don't think we'll need it. And Adam Grayson would give his left pinky for an RTX right now. Just saying. I think you might regret that decision, Adam. Not still sick, Rooster. Thankfully, I've just got a cough, a lingering kind of phlegm cough, but it's going away. Oops. Solid. All right. So here we go. We got grease pencil. We've set ourselves to the draw mode. And now what we want to do is we want to come over here and click new layer. And that's going to create a new layer called GP underscore layer. Now, I'm going to come over here, right here where it says origin. This is for stroke placement. And we want to switch this to surface. And make sure your offset, we could put our offset maybe just like, I don't know, 0.01. This will be basically offset our stroke from whatever surface is, whatever 3D surface is behind the cursor. So right now, if I was to draw here, my drawing is going to be on this surface, will be off it just a little bit. So you can see there, that's the 0.01. I might drop that down, 0.001. See how that looks. Yeah, that's better. I just want it to sit right on the surface, but not intersect, so it's a little easier to see. What's cool is though I can draw, right? And you can see I can draw all the way over here, and it has stayed on this sphere and this sphere. If I come down here, draw, you can see that it's actually just mapping it to whatever geometry is beneath me, which is really cool. So I'll just clear that out, create a new layer. All right, so what we can do is I'm only going to worry about one side of this face because I'm going to use the mirror modifier to duplicate it out. But what I can do is I can start to kind of map out how do I want this thing to look. Now I'm thinking what I want to do is let's see. I'm just going to draw. I may have to switch to my stylus if this gets a little too hard with the mouse, but I'm going to just do kind of like a rough layer where I am drawing out just some basic ideas for how I want this head to look. I'm just kind of creating some shapes. This is sort of like concept design, right? But you're doing your concept design in 3D space. Maybe something like this. I have like a eye cavity somewhere right here. Might use, you could also use things like the circle tool. So I can draw a circle. Hold down shift, it'll lock it to like a perfect circle. And then you have to hit return. And you can see it also maps that to the surface. Maybe we'll do like another circular system somewhere. Let's see. There might even be, is there a mirror modifier? Yeah, there is. There we go. So we actually use a mirror modifier within Grease Pencil itself to be able to modify this and look at it as a mirrored shape, which is pretty cool. All right, let's do some kind of like head cap thing. We'll come back like this. Do one right down the middle. Keeping it rough. So you can see it doesn't really matter too much yet. I might like actually bring this in a little bit more. This. I think that looks a little bit better. What else? This will work pretty well for us. Might get rid of some of these, so I'll just switch to my eraser tool. Erase this one. You can see it works just like a paint tool, right? So get rid of some of this, just to kind of clean up the design. Switch back over to here, maybe bring this one in. This. Now, should we do something maybe up here, like another layer to this guy, you know, like that kind of a thing? Make him a bit angry. Angry eyes. That's pretty cool. And this thing, I think I'll like bring in something circular around the side there. All right, I like that. Now, okay, so I've got this sort of sketch layer, right? Now I'm going to make a new layer. And this new layer, I'm going to actually change the color of my my materials. So if I come to materials, actually, no, where is it? Excuse me. Don't remember. That's right. So we click here to create a new material. This will automatically apply material to what we've got. This is a special grease pencil material. All right. And now what I can do is I can create a new one, and I'll make this new one a different color. Like I might go for like a bright blue, so it's really clear. And then if I come back to my layers here, I can come to this layer and I can select. Wait, how do you do this again? You select the, or is it just a sign? I don't remember. Does anybody in chat remember how to do this? How do we assign a grease pencil layer? Copy layer. Do we have to go into edit mode? Well, it's probably just, now that I've got it selected, this is what it'll draw. Yeah, that's right. Because you can draw multiple colors in each layer. That's right. Okay. So I've got my new layer that I've created, and I've created this new material, and I've just set it to blue. And because I've got this one selected, now when I draw, it's going to be using this material. So whatever material you've got selected is the one, sort of like that's your paintbrush, right? Now what I can do is I can think about how do I want the geometry, right, to actually flow for this model. So what I'll do first is I'll trace over kind of the outline of this shape, because I want that to be the base layer, right? So I'm going to just kind of roughly trace over what I've got. And actually, I might even turn on. So I'm going to turn on active smooth. Or do I want that in? Yeah, no, active smooth. Let's bring this up to like 0.7. Is that going to do it for me? Maybe a bit more. It's just going to help like smooth things out. We can also go for stabilize the stroke. And what this does is basically it like allows my mouse to lead the stroke before it draws it. And it's a way of getting a really smooth, clean line, especially if you're using like a mouse. So I'll grab this and we'll just come up here like that. And then we'll come like this. Come up a bit. Back. Like that. And then let's get this next bit here. And then curve this one. And actually, I'll bring this so that I'll intersect with this section here. So come up like this. Now, so why am I doing this? I should probably explain. My plan, like what I'm thinking in my head, is I'm going to be converting these grease pencil lines to mesh. And I want these lines to be the foundation of my mesh, right? And I want this to guide how the polygons are shaped. And sort of the flow of my my mesh, which will make more sense in a second when I actually start to draw this out as a bit more of a mesh. But for now, what we're doing is we're just mapping out these shapes. And this sort of cleaned up version is going to that line. Actually, I won't draw that line because I'll just do that manually. Because that'll just connect straight through the middle. Let's see, anything else? I think I will do this bit as well. I'll keep this, come like that, come this way. Like that, and then I'll come over here and down. All right, I think that'll be pretty good. Now with these circles, what I'll do is I'll just redraw roughly in the same spot. Now, the way I want this mesh to go is, let's think about this. We'll have I want this to kind of flow like this, back this way. So thinking about a good topology, again, so for something like this, it doesn't matter as much because we're not deforming this, right? We're not making this to like if you had a goopy kind of fleshy creature, right? And it was going to be bending and moving all over the place. You want to have really clean topology. And what I mean by that is like you have polygons that flow in the shape of the surface of your object, right? And that really helps the deformations to look really clean when it's moving around and bouncing and doing stuff. When you're doing hard surface like this, where we're having a robot, right? We don't need to have that kind of topology is not as important, right? Because we're not going to be deforming the surface. However, if we have topology that flows in the same sort of flow of the surface that we want for the shape of the object, it means that we don't need as much geometry. So if you're doing something like working in games, for example, then it's really helpful because you can really define the shape of your object without having to have tons and tons of polygons to do it. And as a caveat, this could all backfire because I'm kind of just experimenting right now. So, all right. So let's see. Let me think about how I want this to go. So these, I think I'll draw another circle around the eye like this, like that, and then let's see. How do I want that to then become? So these are going to be like radial lines. Like this, I think. I'll flow that like this. And then if we take, let's see. So I think this is going to go like this. And then this, I'll have this flow like this. Bring this around the back. Now we're not like drawing, like perfect geometry. We're not going to be drawing like all the geometry itself. This is more of like a guide to help us begin to flow when we actually switch over to polygons. And then let's see. So we got that going there. This group's going to be coming down like this. This is going to be pretty straightforward, I think, from this section. Just like that. Although it'd be good for this to kind of flow in like that. So let's actually take this up like this. Now it does require a little bit of like knowledge of topology and polygon flow to be able to kind of know, all right, let's try this. Let's make this go here. But it also, like, if you get the idea of like how to use this as a tool, then you can experiment and try different things with the concept to get good results. So that's going to go like this. And this is going to go down like that. All right, now. I think I'll just figure out how these are going to go. I think I'll just do something like this. And this one will go up like this, or even probably should just go like this actually, and just curve that up off to the top. I think that'll work. All right, now let's start switching this over now. Let's start turning this into actual geometry. Now, what we can do, let's see, how do I want to do this? I could just keep this as a guide, right? And then I could start laying in mesh. But what's cool about grease pencil is that it's actually, all these have vertices, right? So what we could probably do is let's smooth this up a little bit. So let's say, let's see, simplify. I'm going to go adaptive and turn my factor up. And this will just simplify things out a bit, so there's not as many points. I go to like 0.1. I want to like totally destroy it. Just go 0.1. That should be good enough. Now what I can do is I can take this grease pencil and duplicate this whole object. Oh, sorry, I need to get out of, go back into object. Take this grease pencil, duplicate it, just so I've got one that I can use. I'll create another collection, and I'll call this my work in progress, and I'll drag that first one into there and just turn it off so it disappears. Now I'll take this, and I'll come into this grease pencil. I'll go to this first layer. We just kind of rough things out, and I'll delete that. So we just have our clean layer, which isn't super clean, but it's still easier to work with. And then what we can do is we can take this and we can convert it. So I go F3, convert, and convert to, I'll go polygon curve. So now we have this converted as a curve. So it's transformed this into a polygon curve object, right? Now what I can do, I think what I can do is you go F3, convert, edit mode, yep. F3, convert, let's see, does it give us, yeah, convert to mesh. Just a two-step conversion there. Now we've got mesh. Go to vertex mode. And now I've got this kind of like rough guide that's sort of laid out, right? So now I can, for example, I can take this ring here and I can say, all right, I'm also going to turn on snapping. So I'm going to turn, let's see, face snapping. And I'll go for, I think I'll just leave that. Closest is fine. Yeah, that should work. Now I'll hit E to extrude for this eye, bring it out. And we're going to notice little problems like this, right? Because of the way we've done this, but that's all right. This is just kind of getting us off to a good start. Let me actually, I'll just undo that because I didn't have snapping turned on. So let's hit E, scale, and don't think, will it actually follow the surface if I scale it? I don't think it will. We probably don't need snapping, to be completely honest. We should have a bit more control of this. I'll go ahead and clean this up by grabbing these four vertices and hitting F to fill. And I'll grab this outer ring. And I'll do one more E scale. And I will, I think we can just like grab all these points. Do it manually, but it's a bit lame. So what's happening is as I click a vertex, because I've got snapping turned on, it's automatically going to snap onto the surface of the sphere, which will give me a little bit of that roundness. But it's also not the best way of doing it. Let me go into transparent mode as well so we can start to see everything together. All right, so I'm going to bring these guys up here, like this, like that. All right, now you take this group here, and I'll just delete this vertex right here, and I'll take this one, and I'm going to snap it to this point. So I'm going to turn on vertex snapping. Just grab there, and then I'll box select those two and hit M to merge by distance, and then I'll make these guys unified. Now I've got this whole chain here that I can use. Now, one really handy tip, if you come over to File, up to Edit and Preferences. Oh, Stephen Scott, thanks so much for the super chat. Keep up the good work. Will do. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Hi, everybody, by the way. Sorry, I'm not really talking to chat very much. But so anyways, come to add-ons and come right down. And what is it called? What is this one called? Yeah, this is Mesh F2. So just turn on Mesh F2. And this will give you just a little bit more kind of modeling features. So right now I've got these 3 vertexes, right, that make a little section. If I grab this one right here and hit F, with the F2 modifier turned on, what it will do is it will turn snap off. It will basically create this full polygon for me, which is just really, really handy. I can switch back to face snapping, turn this on, hit F, oops, didn't want that one, F, here, F. Sometimes it messes up, that's all right. What's going on there? Maybe these aren't totally unified. Turn back to vertex snapping just to get these guys locked onto each other. Back to face snapping. There we go. Let's set A, just select all, merge by distance. And then F to bring that down. And there we go. We've brought this whole group down there. So now we got this nice flow that goes up to this, that then goes into the eye, which makes sense. Now let's see. Let's sculpt this one out. So I want to take this, and I'm going to line it up with this section here. In fact, I might just turn vertex snapping on again. Grab this vertex and snap it to there. Go back to face snapping. Grab this one and bring it right up here. And then we can do the same thing where we select these guys, and actually I can delete that vertex there. Select those guys, M, merge by distance. And then I can do the same thing. So I can hit F, boom, 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 boom. That one up a little bit more. Boom, boom. It helps if you put your mouse like way out. It just helps it calculate triangles to get that to work. Now we've got this line here as a reminder for us that we're going to have some geometry coming down through here. So I might just set those guys up there. In fact, I might even go to vertex snapping. Grab that one so those guys are locked in. And let's merge by distance. But I will delete this vertex down here. And we can hide the grease pencil as well. We don't need to be seeing that all the time. Although it is helpful, actually. I'm finding it helpful seeing. So let's hit F and F. And oops. Switch back to face snapping. That's what we want. And then what we're going to do is come here and I will delete this vertex. And we want to join this up. I might just double tap G to slide these guys up here. And then I'm going to select these four and hit F to fill just to kind of close that out. Now this brings us not all the way down to our bottom chin line area. So I might take these guys and hit E to extrude and grab them with snapping turned on there. So you can see how these things are kind of working together, right? Like we get the sphere, right? This rough sphere that's giving us this curvature that we're able to like snap things to the surface of, which is really helpful. But then we've got the grease pencil, which then helps us figure out how we need these polygons to flow. How is this going to work? So both of them together becomes really helpful. Now, let's see. Just clean this up a little bit so it's not so messy. Just trying to keep things a bit even. All right. Now, so we've got that figured out. We got that figured out. Now this whole section here, we could probably, let's see how many, how does the count line up? What I can do is F here, and then I will go to vertex snapping and snap this one to this. Double select both those guys and then merge by distance. And then I'll delete these extra vertices here that we don't need. Boom. And now what we can do here is, let's see, this is all connected. So what we can do is we can actually go select this edge. I'm just selecting them individually just to make sure I've got an even count. There we go. This one I feel like I could subdivide. So F3 subdivide, and that will put a vertex right in the middle of those guys. So let's do this again. Selecting that. Those line up pretty well. That lines up pretty well. That lines up pretty well. This one and this one, we're starting to get a little stretched. It might just stop with that. So I'll go F3 and bridge. Is it edge loops? Yeah, bridge edge loops. There you go. And that will bridge all of those together for me nicely. Okay, and then I got this shape here. So what we could do for this is we can mold that out of this bit right here. I might bring all these guys up. So I will turn off snapping. Double tap G to slide. Don't want that one selected. Excuse me. Bring that up here. And let's see, how do I want to do this? First, I need to bring these vertexes together. So turn on vertex snapping, merge that one, and then this one. Yeah, that's all lined up for me. Is that connected to that? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So, and that's connected as well. Good. So what we need to do is take this vertex right here. So I'll go F, and I'll bring that to there. So this is connected. Select these guys, merge by distance. And then we need to think about how many edges we've got. We need them to match. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need that here. So we need, we've got 1, 2, 3. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We might split this one up. Let's see, we'll subdivide this one. Or actually, what's probably even easier is if we just extrude these guys out. Actually, I wonder what would happen. Let's actually do this a different way. I'm going to delete this face, and I'm going to delete this edge right here. Delete those edges. Let's select this loop here, and let's go grid fill, and increase my span to 4. That looks pretty good. Check simple. You can't see this, can you? Because my head's in the way. So I've just got the grid fill controls there. And then what I can do is I can come to vertex mode. I can grab this, and I can make sure I'm set to face snapping. And I can just line these dudes up just like so with that group, and I'll just fudge this a little bit. Let this be the part that comes down for that. Go. So that flows in pretty nicely. 11 times, that's a good question. Would it be easier and faster to do this in sculpt mode? Yeah, technically. Well, it's a different way of doing it. This part would be pretty fast, like, shaping it out. But you still have to have a base mesh. And that's kind of what we're doing, is we're creating a base mesh. So we created a design, a quick sketch, which sometimes a sketch, drawing it, it's quicker to come up with a design than it is to sculpt sometimes. So you could do your drawing to come up with your design, then you go in and sculpt those things. But then you still need to come in and retopologize, especially if you're doing an organic thing. So it's sort of kind of, in a way, we're cutting out a step by not sculpting. But it really just kind of all depends on your workflow and how you think best in 3D in order to achieve stuff. So, all right, cool. So we got some nice stuff going on with all this. Now we need to figure out how this is going to join up, which should be pretty straightforward. I think we can just literally come here and fill that. And then this section, we're going to have this next flow come up here. And let's see how, let me turn off grease pencil real quick. And the spheres. I just want to have a look at things. Yeah, shaping up. Cool. And once we get this down, then we'll have be able to start like kind of extruding and pushing things and doing stuff. Yeah, sort of like this gives us ultimate control, basically, is the way to think about the way doing it this method. Like we're able to achieve things in a much more controlled way. All right, let's pick up speed a little bit here. I'll bring this up, and I will merge this. Well, I'll get this vertex to snap to that. And let's take this one, snap to that there. I'll take, oh wait, no, actually, I'll snap it to this. That'll be cleaner. So I'll select that, and merge by distance. Let's take this crazy spaghetti junction, and we don't need these vertices anymore. Let's try and keep getting rid of the stuff that we don't need. I don't want to end up with too many of these guys laying around and confusing me. Delete that vertex right there. This one we can snap to there as well. And let's merge by distance. And then we need to, so this will be a polygon like that. And then let's drag this. Actually, let's get rid of that vertex and let's merge. I'll just extrude right there. Beta box select and merge by distance. And then we can just select these four, hit F to fill. That's pretty good. Now I could select that and that. We'll select this. Let's go to edge mode. Deselect that. And let's select these guys. And let's see, how many of these do we have? Got edges. I've got 15 selected. So we need to get rid of, we need to subdivide one of these. So maybe this one, where's a long one? Let's find a long one. This one's pretty long here. That'll line up, that'll line up. Yeah, this is a good one to subdivide. So let's go to edge mode, we'll subdivide this one. I'm just making sure I've got an even number. Looks pretty good now. Do my brush selection mode. There we go. And I'll go F3, bridge edge loops. It'll bridge all those guys for me nice and easily. Come to vertex mode, I can grab this one and I can bring this here. Grab that, bring that there. Can merge by distance. Now I think I'm going to simplify this whole back end section just for time. So we can get out of this mode and start talking about, what would you do next to start, playing with all this other stuff. So let's go ahead and get these guys to flow out, and I'll probably bring them over to this point. And let's see, I'll switch over to face mode. Come up here, and I'm basically going to have this be like another row that goes off like so. So just do this. Let's do that thing again. What is this actually? Let's delete that vertex. Go. And we'll come to here. Grab another one. It's kind of tedious, this kind of work. It can be fun. But don't expect to rush through this, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There we go. Yeah, I think I might leave that. I'll leave this section off. I might model this another way. I'll pull this off, delete these vertexes, and I'll go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. Next, delete. Might hide my grease pencil just so I can really clarify what I'm seeing. Delete those vertexes and you can select that group, delete that. I'm holding down Alt and clicking. That helps me quickly select sections. I don't need that group. And also don't need that group there. We've already taken care of that section. That's all pretty good. Vertex mode, snap this guy there. Beta box select into merge by distance. All right, so we got all that. Now let's think about this bit here. I'll delete this vertex and this vertex, and let's take this vertex right here and let's bring it, let's snap it to this section. I'm gonna go to face snapping again. I'll just kind of slide these guys to spread them out a little bit so they're a bit more even. I'll box select those and hit M merge by distance just to bring them together. And then I'll delete these vertexes just to get them out of my way visually so I can just think about what I'm doing. Bring this one here, snap that there. And these guys, I'm just gonna kind of map this out. So if I go to face snapping again, and then E, I can kind of just draw a shape that kind of matches the number of vertexes. And it's a bit confusing up here, so I might just pause. I'll grab these guys, and then I'll grab these guys right here. I'll deselect all that, and then I'll F3 bridge edge loops. That didn't work. Oh, it's because we've got this extra one selected. So let's try that again. F3 bridge edge loops brings them together. And let's keep going. Take this one. And this one, I might just do this manually at this point because I just want to get it to go back. Get rid of all these, all those. These guys, let's see, let's switch to vertex mode. Grab this here, box select M, merge by distance. Let's loop select. Let's merge those as well. Let's do a little loop select here. I feel like we got multiple vertexes here. No, it's just because it's intersecting the sphere. That's what I'm saying. So I'll select this. Let's see if we can grid fill this one. Nope. Oh, it's gonna be closed, of course. Just hit E to extrude, bring that over there, merge, distance. Grid fill, nope. Not enough. They're not even number, maybe. There's too many on this side. I think that's the problem. We would need two cuts in between. So come here, subdivide, and we're going to subdivide twice. Oops. I got moved. Do that again, subdivide twice. And now it should work. Nope, still not working. Just leave that for now. Get rid of these guys and this group. And this is a cool move, so I think I'll keep this. We'll maybe somehow use that as the finishing bit. Let's take these guys, let's merge by distance. See you 4K, thanks for joining. All right, I'm going to turn on face mode and just spread these guys out a touch, like so. And I want to have, actually want to have this turn. So I want to grab this one and I'm going to turn on vertex snapping and snap to that. And then I'm going to get rid of that face. this to come up to here. Just like that. Merge by distance. Fill that. Now this flow, that's a turn now. It goes up. So if I want to create an edge loop, it'll follow that. Fill that, and fill that, and then this guy, where do I want this guy to go? I might bring this guy here, and then E down to that, and then merge those by distance. Grab these guys and fill that. Fill that. Then we got to fill all this. So let's see, that's 1, 2. So I'm just, if you've got the same number of edges, you can do things like bridge fill or bridge edge loops. Don't quite have the same number there. So we've got that one, that one. This one needs to be subdivided. 3, subdivide that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's got it. Three bridge edge loops. So I'll bring those boys together. And then we just need to fill out this bit. So I want this to kind of flow up and around, I think. That's what we'll do. Yeah, switch to face mode. These guys are probably, yep. Be careful about that. Make sure you got snapping turned on to face mode, otherwise they're going to be flying all over the place. Go. Now let's see how well these things all line up and figure out how we're going to bring in this to this. So I've got, let's see, this, that's going to be fairly simple. I can probably, although this is pretty big, we're probably going to need to divide this section up a little bit. Let's just do this for now. Vertex snapping, merge by distance. Edge mode. Select these edges and these edges. Deselect those. F3. Bridge. Oops. Come back to here. All right, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to this point. So let's go 1. Oops, back to face select, face snapping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gonna be a bit tight in here. That's all right. Grab those. Grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F3. Bridge edge loops. And then we need how many in here? This is all fine, but then we're going to have 1, 2. So that'll be, that could be straight. We can come into this. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts. got something weird going on here too. We got to be a little careful of. Let's get rid of that edge and that edge. And this needs to match up. So I'm going to do one loop cut. Bring it right up here. And then bring these together. Take snapping. Merge distance. Yep. Okay. Now let's get this final bit sorted. How do I want to do this? I want to have this one's going to just flow up into here. Double tap G and slide these over just a touch, just to spread them out. And then I'm just going to fill this for now. So we'll just simplify it so I can start to think about it as a shape. And now I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts there. And we're going to need 1, 2. So that's fine. So let's do 2 loop cuts right here. Now we can fill this this group up. 3 bridge edge loops. And now let's do those cuts. So again, we needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, no, 1, yeah, just 1, 2, 3, 4, I think just 4. So then let's try bridging that. It should work. Nope. So I want that, that, that. Yeah, cool. That worked. These are all polygons. Perfect. I'm going to select all and merge by distance just in case. And I'll double tap G to give this one a bit more room. We can select this group here. Let's see, does it work? No, not really. So we don't have quite the same numbers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that counts. And then this one's kind of a doubled up. We don't need 2 for this. So I'm going to dissolve this edge. And then let's see. So we got that one, that one, that one. So if I slide these up, those guys up, these guys up, and these guys up. There we go. And now we can fill this up. Oh, Terracon asks, why not F2? We actually are using F2, but I actually don't remember all the special keys. I've been using it for this, where you create like the polygon. What's the other one? Is it like, isn't there a way you can like just fill out a whole group using F2? I don't remember. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Just hitting F, fills out that. Did it do the polygon finish thing? Yeah, cool. Sweet. All right, we just have this front bit, and then we can do the actual modeling section of the interior. So let's, what I might do is I'm going to select all these dudes because we're right at the end here. We don't really need them. And we can actually just take this whole group like so. And turn on face. And let's go ahead and add a mirror modifier to this guy. There it is, along the Y. And we can even probably, can we hide the, I want these guys to be on the right spot along the x-axis. So I want to make sure they're all also around the Y. Let's zero them out on the Y. So take each of these and just hit 0. This will put them right at the center of my scene. And then the mirror modifier will do the rest for me. I can move these out of the way a little bit just to kind of get a bit more space. There we go. Now, I probably want these guys as well to be right on the middle, I think. Create another edge loop through that. Oh yeah, don't forget to save. Ha! Thanks. Good reminder. There we go. All of those line up. That's all good. This is all sorted. Great. All right, let me turn off my, let's put the spheres in the work in progress collection. And these cubes, not sure. We don't really need those at the moment. All right, so now we've got this crazy mesh thing, right? I will add in another loop cut here, like so, around the eye. And looks pretty good. All right, so now what we can do is, we had that original design, right, where we came up with the kind of the flow of things. I could bring that grease pencil object back into my scene now. Actually, let's bring back the original one, like so we can see it. And now we can kind of use that to inform how we're going to sort of finish out like the actual sculpting section of extruding stuff and pushing things around. So we've got this nice sort of this area here, right? So I might select, I'm going to switch to faces now. I'm going to start working in faces. And let's see, I want to get, that hasn't quite worked out, so I might bring this down a bit, maybe. Actually, that's just going to be messy if we do that. I'll just slide these like so. Yeah, that should work. All right, so now I'll switch to face mode. I'll select all these cats. That. And I'm going to hit E to extrude and make grab on the X and bring it back. Whoops, do we have something else selected? No, good. Go, and let's see, I want this I section. I'm going to select this loop, and I'm going to hit E to extrude and grab this on the X, bring it back. Actually, no, I'm going to take the edge loop here around the eye, and I'll hit E to extrude. And I wonder if I switched to X, bring that in, maybe scale it a bit. E again, scale that down. E, grab X, bring it forward. Might scale it on the X 0 to flatten that thing out. And then I will F3 grid fill. Wow, grid fill didn't work. Why not? That's weird. Do we have merge by distance? No. F3 grid fill. Not enough. Is it just because they're not even, maybe? I mean, if I make one loop cut, is that going to make the difference? Yep. There you go. Now you can see, like, because we've got this design, right, and we followed a flow with the design, we're able to do things like come in here, right, and inset, for example, and then E, and grab X and bring it in a bit. We're kind of sculpting with the, with the actual shape. So if I add in a subdivision surface modifier, so to a right-click shade smooth. We've got a few weird things going on, so we need to, I think we just shift in. Does that recalculate normals? Yeah, cool. Shift in is the shortcut for recalculating normals. Very cool. Might add in an extra edge loop just to tighten this up. Well, I hide the grease pencil layer. You can see what this thing's starting to look like. Now I can grab this, and I'll hit E to extrude, grab X, bring it back down a bit. And then, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's grab, might leave it actually. I'll turn on proportional editing. Don't need two. It's a bit extreme. Let's grab, go back to face mode. Let's see what we can get here. Let's select these guys, like so. Let's hit E to extrude, grab X, turn off portion, grab X, bring that forward. Grab these two guys, bring them down a bit. Looks like some kind of like mask thing, doesn't it? It's a bit creepy. And we kind of lost that angry brow thing when I simplified stuff. We could still do something. Double tapping G is really, really helpful for shaping out things because you're just sliding vertexes around. I feel like we need another loop cut through here. Our careful planning kind of fell apart at the end when I moved everything over to the side, because I would have been able to get a straight up loop cut right through there if I wanted. Might try to remedy that a little bit. Actually, this could be interesting. It's kind of cool. Although we get this weirdness up here. I'm going to bevel these guys by hitting Control B. And then E to extrude. And X, bring it back. So it's not quite what I wanted. That's what I want. Now I'm just kind of, riffing on the design, just being a bit creative, having fun. I like this trick where you bevel and then extrude. Bevel this guy. Actually, it just looks messy. Turn on proportional editing. Switch over to vertex mode. Oh, except for my snapping, I don't need to have snapping on. Turn to vertex mode here. Now what I can do is I can use these to just kind of sculpt out the shape a little bit. grab this whole row and double tap G, and this will slide them along their edges. Deselect all these guys. We'll do the same thing, double tap G, slide all these guys in. Just a little bit. Might grab them on the Y as well. No. Got a bit messy towards the top here. It's all right. It's kind of got a cool bird design to it. I like this. It's kind of interesting. A few stray vertices doing weird stuff. But anyways, you can see by drawing out that flow right at the start meant that we could then, as we begin to model this thing, we're actually beginning creating shape a lot easier than if we had just started like as a box model. Like we've been going for an hour and 20 and made some very solid progress in that time. So it's a really effective way, I think, to model out interesting shapes, to come up with designs, and to experiment with things like the flow of polygons. Grab this whole ring here, hit E to extrude, grab it on the X a little bit, turn it off proportionately. Some goggles. Oops, not what I wanted. Let's see, what could we do? I might firm up this line a bit. Right in there. And do some tiny little details. That. Some random cool stuff. Using I to inset, and then E to extrude. Just grabbing in, creating some cool just features, like little areas of interest. We can go a lot further with this. but it's a really good start, I think. And what I might want to do is just to finish this out is turn on, let's see, I'll bring the cubes out into my collection, turn all that back out, and then also might grab the back sphere, I think. Scale it down so it's smaller than all my other stuff. And shade smooth. Maybe bring it up a little bit. And this would be the next section that we would want to, figure out. Might hide these guys. Now, grab a camera, jump into my camera view, lock my camera to view, pull out just a little bit, come over to the side, switch open my shader editor, zoink, zoink. Turn on my render view, ambient occlusion, bloom, and screen space reflections. Take my world, I'll just leave it. I'll go to my lights, create a sun lamp. 50, rotate it around on the, I'll switch to global, rotate on the Z, bring it around the other side. Like this, maybe. And take the brightness off, like dim it right down. Grab this one, punch it a bit. And then we're going to come here and we'll create a new material. I might isolate these sections. What do I want? Using Control Plus to expand my selection. And I am just selecting these interior bits. Like so, I'll switch to transparent view. That will actually allow me to select everything. Do like that. And I'll select a new material and I'll assign. And then I will select invert selection, create a new material, click assign. Okay. So if I select, but that's the good. So these are two different materials. And then I'll also grab this interior section of the eye. Right here. Create a third material, new, assign. I'm going to go ahead and just assign an emission shader to the eye. Make it red because it's a robot. Turn it up. And I might take the inner bit like so. This ring of faces. They're going to let me. I'll grab just the center vertex. And Control Plus once, twice to bring that out. Create a new material, assign to that one. So I've got that darkened bit. There you go. And just jump back into our camera. Now for this other material, let's actually work on this one first. I'm going to bring my roughness down so it's really metallic. I'll bring my metallic all the way up as well. And I'll bring my base color down, something like that. And I'll grab my other material. And this one I might make like a, I don't know, maybe kind of an organic thing, possibly. Would that be cool? Go like this, maybe turn on subsurface scattering for it. And to bring its roughness up a bit. Like a dark kind of fleshy color. I'll assign that to this one as well so it matches. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that works. Let's turn that off. Let's make this metallic as well. Turn up the specular. Turn the roughness down on this. Find another color. Maybe I want the similar material on all these guys, actually. I could just make this one even darker. That could be cool. It's just nice having a breakup, where it's slightly different on each side. We could come into this one now as well, possibly. Let's take our cubes, bring them back. Assign the same material to the cubes. Probably don't need that one. This look like with an HDRI? Let's find out. Ooh, that's nice. Sweet. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, there you go. That's kind of how you use grease pencil to map out some shapes and start to flesh out a model design kind of from scratch, right, in 3D. So we ended up with a topology that flows well with the shape of our object. And what that gave us was the ability to kind of quickly create some detailed shapes without having tons and tons of geometry. Again, if you look at the geometry of our object, if I turn on our wireframe, you can see that it's relatively clean. Like it's kind of a smooth flow. You can see that around the eyes, we've got this circular flow of geometry up this sort of nozzle section. It actually flows in those shapes. So this is a lot better than having like a really dense flat grid, that just like some of the squares are up and some are down, and you've tried to do that to get these curves, and you just end up with like so much mesh. But something like this really works, especially for like a game asset where you want to have a lower polygon count, and you're able to to make that work with less. That's a really key skill to begin to do. And it's also really tough. You can have a loose idea in your head, but when you're trying to flesh out a design, sometimes you really do you need to start with big picture things and kind of work in smaller and smaller details. And working in this method kind of helps you do that because you're able to draw out sketching lines that kind of give you a sense of the shape of your object and where you want to take it. And then what you can do is you can begin to push it in a certain direction using all these techniques. And as it gets more and more defined, you get more ideas and you begin to shape those ideas in really specific ways. So we ended up with this kind of, it's pretty unique design. It's really cool, like bird-like shape to this mask. I could see this becoming like a really cool helmet. It might be nice to try and take this and push it a little further, maybe in another stream. But hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as well. So as usual, this began as a live stream, so about a hour and a half long live stream. And what I do is I take these down and I edit them into a short tutorial that I then post up to about 20 to 30 minutes long. So if you'd like to watch this uncut full hour and a half version, you can find it on Patreon, or you can join on YouTube at the All Access Pass level. You can get access to it there as well. So If you'd like extra content, that's where you can find it. You can also get this project file if you join this month or when this launches, and you'll be able to get a hold of this. Every month I cycle new project files on Patreon. So the longer you're a member there at the second tier, the more project files you're going to get. So if the month that I made this is now long in the past, I do put these out occasionally on Gumroad and on the Blender Market as well. So you can get a hold of them that way if you don't want to do Patreon. So anyways, thank you so much for watching today. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a lot of fun. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're on YouTube. Give me a follow if you're over on Twitch. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel on YouTube as well. And check out the Patreon, check out the Blender Market and all the other cool resources that we've got out there for you. And consider joining the Discord. We've got a great community there. And we're doing a challenge this month on the Discord based on the Netflix series Love, Death, and Robots. So that's where this was coming from today. So if you'd like to participate in that, do that at the end of the month. I'll do a stream highlighting some of the best work voted on by the community. So thanks so much. I will catch you in the next one. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your week. I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye. There we go. Recording is stopped. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. Sorry I didn't actually do much with chat today. I kind of ignored you guys in chat, but that's all right. I'll just scroll back through a little bit, just see if there's anything I can answer. Let's see. Yeah, we had some. Oh, it looks like we had some buffering. Oh, that's a shame. A couple of skipping bits. That's all right. I consider I got a faster computer coming this week, so hopefully that'll speed us up. We'll have much better stream quality. So thanks everybody. Thanks Foreign Kids. Thanks for checking out the tutorials over on Twitch. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found that helpful. Was that interesting? Was that good? Hope that was good. Oh, Roger asks about my NFT adventure. Yeah, no, it didn't. I wouldn't say it failed. It's actually making progress. I'm just learning. It's taking it slow. I'd like to have more time. I need to have more time to invest in it. But I never sold the ones on that I minted on Ethereum over on OpenSea. But I ended up selling quite a few over on Hickek Nook using Tezos. So that's nice. So you can check out those streams. Still a few available if you want to check it out. All right, everybody. I got to run. Have a fantastic week. Hopefully, see you later. Hopefully, I have that Saturn Rings tutorial out by Wednesday. That's my plan. Fingers crossed. I need to get some time to edit it, but I want to have that out. And this one will turn into a tutorial as well. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Adios.